Welcome back. So we have finished the plasma sources and arc and spark sources. Okay. So that are our the atomic emission spectroscopy. So that are the atomic emission spectroscopy. So next we are having the atomic absorption spectroscopy. So in that absorption spectroscopy we are having two main methods. One is the Masbauer spectroscopy and another one is the ESR, that is electron spin resonance. Okay. So the first spectroscopic method that we are going to study is the Masbauer spectroscopy. So in this spectroscopy, generally the gamma radiations are used. Okay, gamma radiations are used. So that radiations are of very high energy, and the basic principle of this Masbauer spectroscopy involve the absorption of that gamma radiations by the ion nuclei Fe57 nuclei, which resulted into the excitation of that nuclei, and after excitation when it comes to the ground state it will emit the radiation. Then that radiations are studied by using various detectors, so we will get the output for the signal. So this is the general outline. So the Masbauer spectroscopy or the Masbauer effect is also known as the nuclear gamma resonance fluorescence spectroscopy, which is like nuclear phenomenon. It is a nuclear phenomenon, hence it is related with the nucleus, so it is a nuclear phenomenon. Again, the gamma resonance are or the gamma radiations are involved in the spectroscopy, so it is also called as nuclear gamma resonance fluorescence, okay, spectroscopy. And the fluorescence is the like there is a short time gap between the absorption and emission, hence it is a fluorescence type of spectroscopy. So overall it is also called as a NRF spectroscopy, and this spectroscopy is developed by the physicist rather, uh, Rudolf Masbauer, and for this spectroscopy he got the Nobel Prize, okay, in physics. He got the Nobel Prize. That Masbauer spectroscopy has found its wide application in elucidating the nature of the chemical bonds and uh, various types of uh, bondings in the biological samples. Okay, so in inorganic solids as well as some biological science, it will find the important application for the elucidating the chemical nature of bonds between ion atom. Okay, ion. So the basic principle for nuclear resonance spectroscopy or the Masbauer spectroscopy is as follows. So once the cobalt is there, cobalt 57, okay, cobalt isotopes of 57, okay, is there, it is in the excited state, okay, it is in the excited state. So once that excited state, cobalt will decay the into the ion 57 by the electron capture method. So cobalt 57 decays to the excited state of ion 57 by the electron capture method. When that Fe57 is formed, it will also unstable, okay, it is also unstable. So Fe57 will emit the gamma radiation or the specifically delayed gamma radiations. So that delayed gamma radiations gives the um, characteristic radiations, okay. So these characteristic radiations are detected, okay. These characteristic radiations are then allowed to fall on the sample material containing the ion atom, so that contain ion atom. So once that radiations has fall on the sample of ion, that get excited and we get the certain radiations output. So based upon that radiations we may uh, finally conclude the oxidation state as well as its nature in the given sample. So the important things are uh, that cobalt 57 emits gamma radiations, or it will be converted into the excited state of ion 57 by the electron capture method. And once that excited ion 57 is formed, it will comes into the ground state by the emission of gamma rays, and the gamma rays can be resonantly absorbed by this another ion atom, which will give the characteristic wavelength for that particular ion. So, so in principle we can say that initially we are having cobalt 57 atom. Once that cobalt 57 comes into the excited state of ion by the method of electron capture, so by electron capture we get the ion 57. So again that spin multiplicity of the ion 57 is changed into 3 by 2, and once that 3 by 2 uh, will occur, there are the two spin state for the ion 57. So out of this two spin state we get the two types of radiation, that is, one is the first one is from 5 by 2 to 1 by 2, and another one is the 3 by 2 to 1 by 2. Okay, so that spin multiplicity and all that things, how it will affect the overall spectra that we can see in the our splitting patterns. Okay, so there are the various splitting pattern based upon the spins. So so in principle we can say that Masbow spectroscopy is also known as the recoilless nuclear gamma resonance spectroscopy, or NRF. Okay, in this technique the resonant absorption of the gamma rays in the nuclei is measured. During the absorption of the nucleus, which is in the excited state, so it will emit the gamma radiation and falls back into the lower energy state. These energy transitions that are monitored by using the uh, these energy transition are corresponds to the nuclear transitions, okay, and not the electronic transition. So that atomic as well as other emission or absorption spectroscopy are related with the electronic transition, but this Masbow spectroscopy is related with the nuclear transition. Okay, nuclear transition. So once that gamma ray source are used for the uh, Masbow spectroscopy, so it will uh, initially decays by the emission of particular emission of particle or by the electron capture, as we have seen that cobalt get converted into the excited state of atom by the electron capture method. Okay, electron capture method. The resulted excited nucleus will emit the gamma radiations as it will get relaxed into the ground energy state. The emitted gamma radiations are characteristics for the radionuclide. Okay, so that emitted radiations are specific for the specific sample in particular oxidation state. Okay, in particular oxidation state. So the gamma rays which can be absorbed by the nucleus in the sample as a radionuclide in the source will relaxes the energy that is emitted corresponding to the difference between the excited energy level and the ground energy level. Okay, so the that this is the basic, right? Any spectroscopy will emit the that particular amount of radiation which corresponds to its energy gap between excited energy and ground state energy. Okay, so that we get the output only for the specific ion having the specific we can say gap between the two energy levels. The energy or the momentum, that is linear momentum during the uh, this whole process should remain constant. Okay, so for conservation of linear momentum, that which must be conserved for the gamma rays photon, and it must be equals to the recoiling velocity of the nucleus. So in order to resonant absorption occur in the sample nucleus, the recoil energy which must be small in comparison to that of the emitted photon. So all of this effect is called as a Masbauer effect. Okay, and the vibrational excitation of a nuclei in the higher energy state, and the higher energy state will de-excited into the lower energy state, and the once that radiations are emitted, it will impart the velocity to the body for its recoiling. Okay, so like whole phenomenon is that once we get the radiations in the gamma or gamma rays in the form of gamma rays, so that radiations will fall on the our sample. Okay, okay, so suppose first we are having the cobalt 57 atom. Okay, so it will get converted into the iron 57. Okay, Fe 57, but this is in the excited state. Okay, so this conversion will takes place by the electron capture method. Okay, so this is a nuclear phenomenon, electron capture method. So once this excited Fe57 in the various spin state, that is 5 by 2 or 3 by 2, is get de-excited into the ground state, and the spin state will be 1 by 2. So once that this phenomenon is occur, we get the radiations in the form of gamma rays. Okay, we get the radiations of the gamma rays. So once these radiations has been formed, we can incident that gamma radiations on the sample ion atom. We can say that gamma radiations having the energy h nu. So once we got the ion sample material, we can incident these radiations on the unknown sample of ion, and we record the spectra. Okay, so like once we incident this radiation on the ion, so there are the two phenomena that might occur. Okay, so one is the complete absorption of the radiations, and along with this, so like there is a striking of these radiations on the this ion atom. Okay, so striking of the radiations on this ion atom, striking of radiations on this ion atom, so that there is a collision between these photons and ion atom. Okay, so due to this collision there is a loss of energy. Okay, there is a loss of energy, and that loss is nothing but your recoil energy. Okay, so nuclear will try to regain its original position by the process of recoil. Okay, so once these radiations get incident on the sample, the nucleus will recoil to its original state. So that we need to also consider that radiations which are incident on the sample are not completely absorbed by the given sample. So certain amount of radiations are used for the recoil of the nucleus. So in order to eliminate this recoilness of the nucleus, in order to eliminate this recoilness of the nucleus, recoil energy of the nucleus is considered in the calculation part. Okay, in the calculation part, and for elimination of this recoilness, there is a one effect, that is Doppler effect, that can also be used for the elimination of this uh, recoil energy. Okay, so in Doppler effect, what we have doing that once the solid material is allowed to for the Doppler motion of the given source, that is the source which is moved towards the absorber with the velocity v by means of velocity drive. Okay, and the intensity of the gamma rays that are falling on the sample is measured. Okay, the intensity which is falling on the sample is measured. So once we got the interaction of gamma radiation with the sample material, we get the particular output for the signal. Okay, so the next part is the instrumentation for the Masbow spectroscopy. Okay, we'll see that later.